So today we're doing a deep dive into the Northshore Gardens. Now this is a property that fetches a really premium price, but for a rental return that might make you scratch your head. We're going to unpack exactly why that might not be a bad thing and what it tells us about so-called blue chip real estate.
Let's just start with this one line from the actual investment memo because it really says it all. The goal is prioritizing prestige and lifestyle over aggressive cash-on-cash return. What that means is the main point isn't about squeezing every last dollar of profit from rent each month. Right off the bat, that tells you we are playing a completely different ballgame here.
Okay, so prioritizing lifestyle. That sounds amazing, right? But when you're talking about putting serious money down, what does that actually mean for your bank account, for your bottom line? Let's get into it.
All right, so first things first, we've got to define our terms. The memo keeps calling this a blue chip property. So what exactly are you buying when you hear that label? Let's deconstruct this whole investment thesis.
So a blue chip asset is all about stability, quality, and just steady long-term growth. But here's the crucial part. It's about what it's not. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not about generating high, immediate cash returns from your tenants.
And if you look at the numbers for Northshore Gardens, they really paint this exact picture. I mean, you've got a top-tier location in Kuala Lumpur. It's a freehold property, which is great. But then you see the price, a median of 962 ringgit per square foot. And you compare that to the estimated rental yield of just 4.5%, yeah, that number isn't screaming fast profits. It's more of a whisper saying long-term stability.
So the big question is, what on earth justifies paying that much for such a modest yield? Well, the whole argument really boils down to one single thing: an irreplaceable location that sells what the memo calls the dream. The memo actually calls these the fortress fundamentals, and I kind of like that. These are the 5 pillars that are supposed to protect the investment's value. You've got the location, which you just can't replicate. You have the powerful Desa ParkCity brand name, permanent freehold status, and a ready-made community of high-income tenants. You put all that together, and it's like building a defensive wall around that premium price tag. But what does that lifestyle actually feel like day to day? Just imagine this for a second. You walk out of the lobby, you take a stroll through this beautiful, private Central Park, and then you arrive at the mall to grab a coffee or do some shopping, all in about 5 minutes. That kind of seamless convenience, that's a huge, huge part of the appeal.
But at the end of the day, the property's strongest defense isn't the building itself or the nice landscaping. It's the bubble. It's that exclusive community. People aren't just renting an apartment here, they're buying into a secure, predictable, and totally curated lifestyle.
Okay, so that's the dream. It sounds pretty great, but paradise always comes at a price. So now we have to flip the coin and look at the trade-offs. Let's examine some of the hidden cracks in this supposedly perfect investment.
And the first most obvious crack is that number we keep coming back to, 962 ringgit per square foot. I mean, that's not just a price tag, it is a massive financial barrier to entry. It automatically limits your pool of potential buyers and renters from day one, and that in itself is a risk.
So let's just do a quick reality check. You've got the high price, yes, but you also have severe traffic congestion right outside the gates during peak hours. You've got basically zero walkability to public transport. And hey, the building was completed back in 2010, so it's not brand new anymore. It's just a reminder that no property is ever perfect. And let's put that public transport issue into perspective, shall we? Just look at the difference here. An ideal walk to a train station is, what, 5 to 10 minutes? From Northshore Gardens, you're looking at a 25-minute trek. That one comparison tells you everything you need to know. This community is designed for people who drive. Period.
And this creates a really interesting paradox, right? You have this incredible, self-contained, walkable paradise on the inside, but the second you need to leave, you run headfirst into its single biggest weakness, a totally isolating, car-dependent commute.
So you've got this paradise on the inside and a traffic nightmare on the outside. So what's the final call? Well, maybe asking if it's good or bad is the wrong way to look at it. The right question is, who is this investment actually designed for? And really, it all boils down to this core trade-off. On one side, you are choosing to prioritize lifestyle, prestige, and security. But to get all that, you have to be willing to sacrifice what's on the other side of the scale: immediate cash flow, easy commuting, and any practical access to public transport. So the ideal profile for this kind of property becomes crystal clear. This is not for someone looking for a quick flip or a landlord trying to max out their monthly rental income. No way. This is an asset for wealthy owner-occupiers or long-term investors who are focused on one primary goal: preserving their capital. They value the stability and the lifestyle way more than anything else.
Which brings us to one final, kind of provocative thought. For an asset like this, one that's specifically designed to be this self-contained, exclusive little world, is the traffic jam that keeps everyone else out really a risk? Or is it, in a strange way, actually a feature?